Go ahead. What you got?
There's one in particular that comes to my mind. I wish I knew the name of it, but I know it's on Netflix. And
Mm,
it's about a palace where, let's say, about 20 to 50 men are there. They live there comfortably,
mm,
mind you, in silk robes. And they all appease one person who's like the emperor shogun of that little area. It switches out periodically, let's say every 3 years, 4 years, or unless they die. But this is feudal Japan era. Keep
mm.
that in mind. These men serve this woman, but see, during this time, men were on a shortage.
Why were
And
they on the shortage? Was it like a disease or
because of
something?
the yes,
Oh,
because of
Oku.
because of a disease.
Oh, Oku. Me and the
Yeah,
wife watched it.
yep,
It's
yep.
literally
See,
something
you know
up
what I'm
in
talking?
Oku. Yeah.
We couldn't even finish it. Four, three, I think 4 or 5 episodes, and like, let's take a pause. But now you know. It's literally there's a shortage of men. All the women are doing the manly jobs and everything, and
Mm-hmm.
everything is switched in a way.
Oh, yeah. No, not in a way. Like literally. Look, I'm about to break this
Yeah,
down. I just
literally.
recently watched the whole thing, and I'm really excited to have this conversation. But we probably should start the show. Let's do that. Ah. Sir, we are back at it, Dadgum. Another episode of Urban Academia. Of course, I'm your host, Jay Zillow. Thank you guys for coming back. You out there in the audience, please get in the comments, like, share, subscribe, all that stuff. I have with me today, look, Senpai Sens8y. Right? Did I get it right?
Sensei, senpai sensei.
Oh, it's
It's
an
an
8
eight.
and then a Y.
Yes,
Senpai
yes.
Sensei. You know what? See,
I've been playing
listen, guys.
around with some stuff. I was like, this will hit just right.
Yeah, look, no, I literally because of these glasses, I saw like a whole nother letter. But yeah, man, welcome. How are you, my friend?
I'm well. I'm happy to be here. Excited. I'm off on a 3-day weekend, and I'm off again tomorrow. So
Ooh,
I got nothing but time.
nothing but time, man. Look, I'm gonna have to put you to work then. Look, okay, so back to the brief synopsis. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it is. I'm trying to look it up slyly over here. Yeah, Ooku, the Inner Chambers.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's a manga series that was adapted by Netflix into an anime, and it's absolutely interesting. Right?
Captivating and all that.
Yeah, and brutal. I
Yes,
mean,
very.
brutal. But I love watching stuff like that, and this is what anime does. That and the reason why I get mad at like a Batman v Superman
Mm-hmm.
release is like in 20 to 27 minutes, an anime episode has made me feel several different emotions.
Mm-hmm.
People I didn't like in the beginning, I liked in the middle, and then hated at the end. You know what I mean? And that's a
Yeah.
episode. Episode. So this show, which please go check it out. I'm gonna try not to spoil anything for you anime lovers out there. Um, yeah, it's feudal Japan. So you gotta imagine, old school dress and the half shaved heads, and the time of the samurai. Okay, and so you have your oh man, the shogun, right, which is basically
Mm.
president, king, whatever, right? All this stuff is done by the man. The shogun has a large area inside his inner chambers, right? Just full of the most beautiful women in the country. Okay, so his concubines, right? There's a disease that only attacks men. And they thought like, oh, it's only young kids, but like, oh no, it's older people. Like, so it only attacks men. And I'm not gonna even describe to you what it does to you. All right. Oof, yeah.
Just,
But this disease attacks men, and so now they come up with this issue, right? Because the shogun has now died. He's only had a daughter through a non-consensual. So I try to stay with the R word because the algorithm is out there through a non-consensual activity. We'll say, right? And so the head lady gives the daughter all this, power to secretly run the country, right? And then instead of the women being in the inner chambers, they switch them out for the most beautiful, eligible men to keep them away from the tower. And it gets worse from there, right? Whew. Go back and finish that, man. Go back and finish that.
Got to definitely.
Yeah. But again, the layers of all of that, the
Hmm.
layers of like this lady being abused and then just going, you know what? I'm still gonna take care of this thing growing in me, right? And then through her, some really spectacular things happen. And it doesn't happen like that all the time. So that can't be
Mm-mm.
like the example for everything. But yeah. Tell me a little bit about anime. How did you come across it? And then like what are you obsessing about now?
I came across anime below
You had to
knee
take a drink for
high.
that?
Below knee high, just staying up late at night. My TV wasn't turned off for me. I would usually turn it off myself since I say age 5 going on up. I think one of the first ones, I could name a couple, if not more than that. Dragon Ball Z. First one that was
Gotcha.
always playing late at night. Again, this was Adult Swim at the time. This is
Was
before
it Adult Swim
Toonami.
or Toonami?
It was
Adult Swim
actually
came
both.
first?
Adult Swim came first, and then they started doing Toonami years later. But everything used to be on Adult Swim, all the anime,
Mm.
couple cartoons mixed in, Family Guy and all that. But they had Dragon Ball Z. They had a show that's pretty much like Gundam Wing, but it was called Big O.
Yeah.
They had a whole bunch of shows. Lupin the Third.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up on most of those. I've just adapted and kept the love for it. I tend to watch more cartoons and anime than anything else.
Mm-hmm.
I'll still watch my sitcoms. I can watch stuff like Mike and Molly, Frasier. Frasier just came back out, I think. I've actually gotten to the point I'll sit and watch Frasier now.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah. Solid shows. What about the Friends of the Seinfelds of the world?
um,
They about to break
I've
some
only
hearts.
I've only watched some. I haven't watched every episode. I watched
Oh
some.
man.
Home
Yeah.
Improvement. I watch more Home Improvement and George Lopez than that. Of
Also the
course, I had to see.
TGIF, right? Thank God it's Friday stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. ABC. That got Mickey Mouse owning everything.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. So
But
yeah, that was the same
yeah.
for me. The tsunamis and other worlds and all that. And then I just completely got away from it because like to really be able to watch, it was you needed a computer and you gotta watch out
Hmm.
for this site and that site and like
Hmm.
I didn't have a computer. You know what I
Now we
mean?
got. I don't even have cable now. I watch everything on apps. Crunchyroll, Funimation. Shout out to both of y'all. Y'all
Yeah.
got the best selection.
Well, it's
I
just
say
Crunchyroll now. They
really
merged
Crunchyroll
together.
because there was something called VRV and they took that away. Somebody else bought it.
Oh
I was
yeah.
on that for a good while, and they said it had some of the best shows. But Crunchyroll is definitely top, definitely king.
Yeah.
Netflix has their little ones. Castlevania is definitely another good one to
Oh
definitely look at.
man. Yeah.
They just
I
now
saw
put out
that
a
Nocturne.
season 3. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
wonderful, wunderbar.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or is it three? I thought it was four seasons of Castlevania and then one like standalone from man, you might be behind. You might be beautifully behind.
Mm-mm, I don't think so. They had all of them in one on Netflix, and then they
Uh,
just added Nocturne. But Nocturne may actually no, I think it's technically season 3. I could be wrong, but that's the last one. Nocturne is the last one so
mm-hmm.
far. I mean, I played all the games too, so I was really thrilled just watching, seeing because all of them, the show on Netflix was based off the games.
Mm-hmm.
but specifically it was based off of Symphony of the Night, where they had Alucard as a playable character, and he was the character in that game,
You
which
talking about
is
OP?
Dracula's actual blood son, the only one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's literally his name spelled backwards. That's what I love most about it.
Wait, what?
Dracula, Alucard is Dracula spelled backwards.
Wait a minute now.
Like,
I never paid. Listen, man, I've been looking at vampires and mythology and everything for a long time. I am pushing 40. I never caught on to that.
hmm
Holy crap.
yeah.
Oh, that just blew my mind. I feel
And you,
silly.
and if you seen like if you watched all of the Netflix, like literally, and then he pops out when he does pop out, no spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just blew my mind.
Oh, it's the truth, man. Like, it's one of those moments. Like, man, I love Dracula. And I think it's the concept of Dracula
hmm
that's so appealing, right? You got this absolute monster, right? But besides that, he's this rich, sophisticated, very soft spoken, right?
hmm
Character that is very appealing to a great many people, right? And I think
hmm
that's basically like, hey man, what does Peterson say? Be a monster, make yourself into a monster and learn how to control it. Right? And
hmm
that's what apparently the ladies are looking for. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
I be hiding. If anything, I wear what I wear as a ward off from evil people, evil spirits, all that. This is a warning sign. If anybody sees me, just know if you try to mess with me, this what's gonna happen.
Wait,
That's
what is that?
literally,
I can't even see it. The tat or
yeah, the Shaolin monkey.
oh no.
Yep. And
Now
then
do you
that was my second one. This was my first one.
what is that one?
That's
Hold on.
actually another monkey.
Blow
It's
you
just
up.
got wings. It's just got wings for ears. But both of
Okay.
these I drew. Both of these I drew myself. If I was ever gonna get tattooed with anything, I just wanted to draw 'em myself.
Yeah, well, not all of us are that talented. But hey, so do you okay, I need you to pull that sword out behind you. Now, you
Yeah,
say you practice with this thing, and you and your pops made this?
I made it by myself, and I've been painting it for the past month or so, just to actually get the color right. But I found these at a place down here called Hobby Lobby, and I
Mm-hmm.
decided to glue them all on the outside of it. It's pretty much meant to be a one-handed sword, but
Hold on, let me try to get a bigger picture of it. No, show me again.
let's see, get that. That's actually the hilt of it. That is also a marble I just put in there just because I wanted to. But that's actually the hilt of it. Then the inside is just, well, it's pretty much lime paint, lime green paint, and gold paint mixed into it. That's what gives it that sheen. I've got a bunch of different ones actually. Let me show you one
Well,
more. I think I got it right behind me.
so we should have been prepared for this, man.
Then I got this one.
Now, are you able to spar with these?
I can. I mean, you can spar with them. It's just all solid wood.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. No body contact recommended. I've
Right.
made plenty for kids. I get paid to make them. I make necklaces. I make bracelets.
Nice.
I'm just
Do you
now
have like
starting
an
to get.
online store or anything that you sell them at?
I'm starting to actually set one up. The. I have all the materials I need now.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a matter of setting up the actual transactional part, setting up the online page, stuff like that. I've been
Mm-hmm.
thinking about seriously going through Etsy, but
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that'd probably be one of the best platforms for me,
I think we're
if
doing
not
stuff
Instagram
too.
too. But yeah.
Oh yeah. See, I didn't even think about the Instagram part. But
hmm
yeah, so now I'm trying to imagine you out there sparring. Are we doing actual, you know, what do they call them? The A guard sort of technique, like an actual swordsman or a fencer? or is this just like, man, go with what you feel like?
Pretty much go with what you feel. I'm a kung
Okay,
fu user, Muay Thai, wrestling.
actual
I've taken
training.
Yes, I've actually taken Taekwondo training as well. All that.
Mm,
I've done this, been doing it for years. Even if it wasn't in my parents' backyard, now I have my own backyard. I'm not in an apartment, so I have plenty access in the backyard to just freely do what I want and
yeah,
practice. More like a sense of meditation. I may not ever have to use any of this. I've wanted to get into UFC, but in the longevity aspect of it, I don't want to, you know, deal
yeah,
with
that's a bit
all.
much.
Because again, that makes me think about Baki.
Oh,
It's the
come on,
anime
man,
called
Bucky the
Baki on
Grappler.
it. It's like,
Hmm.
come on, I don't want to always be chased after because I'm so strong or I'm seen as so strong. I just want to be
Hmm.
strong and not bothered.
And
There's
not
a
bothered. But
difference.
if I get bothered, I'll be able to handle myself. Right. Hence
Exactly.
the tattoos. But
Yes.
okay. So first off, Baki on Netflix, ridiculous. Yes or
Hmm.
no? Like, I mean, come on, man.
There's so many techniques for everything. It's another one that I'm actually about to finish called
I feel like it
uh
starts with a G or something like that.
Kingen. Kingen Match.
Oh, okay.
That's another
Yeah.
one. I think I'm on the last episode of the newest season on that. And
Was
then
any
I'll
good?
it's exactly like Baki pretty much. But there's not just one head honcho that's somebody's father. It's a bunch of strong individuals well versed in all their crafts, martial arts, kung fu, Muay Thai, wrestling, like pro wrestling where they put on a show and everything.
Hmm.
All that. They got every type of person. It's almost like watching a live action Street Fighter.
Oh, no, that's dope.
So you know I'm all
Yeah.
for it. And especially I can learn techniques and they break down certain stuff. Like at this moment, the
Hmm.
trajectory was I'm like,
So
okay.
this is more of an anime for fighters who actually understands all that. People
Yes,
out there with cauliflower ears, right?
maybe.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
That's
definitely
only
it's pleasant to watch. It's fun. Most of them, anything fighting related in anime is pretty gruesome.
yeah,
But I still look at my samurai stuff, but it's a good mixture. I'm all about hands on. I've always been a hands on person.
right. Yeah. Now, so for people who don't know, man, we attended the same church when you were about how old?
I'd say I was at could have been anywhere from 8, if not maybe 6 or older. But
Yeah.
about
So
6 years old, I'd say.
that's crazy,
I was
right?
crazy to hear
It's
you
so
were
crazy.
living where you're living now. I was like, oh, you really got out of here. You got out of Dodge.
Well, I did before that, man. I'll tell you real quickly. My motivation for doing this, I mean, besides my beautiful wife,
Hmm.
right? And we're a blended family. She had the girls before me, but they my babies. And then we
Hmm.
had two more. So we have four total, two knucklehead boys who's been banished somewhere around here. Um, but yeah, I had a friend or have a friend, shout out to Sadiq Ziad, right? He got an opportunity to play rugby abroad in Brisbane,
Mm.
Australia. And so I made a point like, oh, I'm saving. And then one of my other friends, she was like, I want to go too. I was like, well, let's take a year or two and just save like crazy and like go to Australia. So we had to look up passports and the
Hmm.
exchange values. We had to look up like, eating, transportation, all that stuff, right? So once we had our number, we were like, okay, we need to save like $200 past that just in case, right? And so we
Hmm.
had our number. I don't even remember what it was, and we just threw money at it like mad people and got our passports and took the frap off. Like literally, I was like, Brittany, I got enough. And she was like, I'm almost there. Right. And then kept going. And she was like, Jerry, let's go. Like literally, we booked that thing. We let him know we were on our way and we were there. But
Mm.
being there, man, so beautiful. I mean, so beautiful. So I thought I was on my way to back to Australia to live,
Mm.
when I got older and left Colombia, moved in with Sadiq again, the hero. Um, moved in with him, got really into my Bible, my working out, and all this stuff, and and was making plans to, finish my education and work in Brisbane, Australia. Like I was like aiming for dual citizenship. And then, of
Mm.
course, the saying goes, man plans and God laughs.
Yeah.
And
I
these
love that
things
one.
happen. And I did a complete 180 to Albuquerque, New Mexico, of all places, right? This Dust Bowl of ours that we love. Yeah, man.
Let me know if you ever see Bugs Bunny over there.
Man. He always, I think that was the trip, right? That was the trip.
I was
Like,
like,
hanging,
I've never
was
heard
it
about
hanging left at
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque? And I'm literally in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Fun fact. Roadrunners are not 6 to 7 feet tall. Sorry to say. They're a little bitty, but they are fast and furious.
At
I've
least
never
they
heard them say,
exist.
"Meep,
So it's not a myth anymore. All right, that's
meep."
confirmed.
But no, like, what's just so funny about that cartoon, man? Like, dadgum coyotes are everywhere,
I
right? They're very
believe it.
skittish animals, right? We had one in the yard actually not too long ago. I'm not
Mm.
gonna say which kid, but say, hey, we don't put meat packages outside. It goes directly in
No.
the trash can. And
Mm.
yeah, everything was just ripped apart back there, and yeah, coyote. And
Mm-mm.
right. And we have roadrunners and coyotes here, man. It's crazy. And tumbleweeds. That was one of the craziest things when I got here. Like,
Okay.
they call it, this is the land of enchantment. Okay. So here are a few things I learned about moving to the land of enchantment. First
Mm-hmm.
of all, some of these roads are so long and so boring that it just will put you under like some sort of glamour, right? The skies are beautiful. That's why a bunch of people come out here from Hollywood to shoot some of their films, because the skies are literally picturesque. The sunset's incredible, sunrise is incredible. Just if you're
Hmm.
on the desert and there's nothing but little strip of road, sand, mountains, and then beautiful blue sky and sun, like the clouds, everything. It just looks so much more vivid to me, at least.
Mm.
Um,
I can only
yeah,
imagine.
yeah. So that's why but it's very beautiful. Um, but yeah. Anyway, so seeing the kind of scenery out here, the thing that threw me off was the tumbleweeds. Like, it was the first time I saw a tumbleweed in real life.
Right. I thought I would have seen tumbleweeds in Texas, but I never seen them.
Yeah, same. I mean, I was born in Dallas, so I'm right there with you. We did have an uncle in West Texas, but he yeah, I didn't remember seeing anything like out like that out there. So this is
Mm.
where this is the first time I saw tumbleweed. I was all excited, like, oh, look at that, I want to grab one, right?
Mexico.
Yeah, but then you live out here for a while, then it's like, damn, tumbleweeds. So
How are
they
the
get
people out
huge.
there?
Oh, the demographics break down, believe it or not, as First Nations or Native Americans, right? That's
Mm.
another term, I guess. People are trotting out there, First Nations, right?
Mm.
But so Native Americans, and then I believe it's of course Caucasian, and then everybody else. So, which is very funny. You even asked that. Like, anytime I'm in Walmart or somewhere and I see another, one of us,
Mm-hmm.
we're going like, it's one of two reactions. He's like,
Mm-hmm.
hey, hey. The other option is a very sophisticated, quiet, like,
Mm-hmm. Just
I
nod.
just hang in there, young man.
Nod and walk. Nod and walk.
Nod and walk. Like, don't let them see the signals.
I
But
feel
yeah,
you.
man. Have
I
you
had to ask.
ever gotten out of old Seatown?
Still here. I've
Not
gotten
to
out.
live, but to travel.
Oh yeah, as far as traveling, actually for Christmas we took our first cruise. We actually went to Cozumel, Mexico, along the way.
Hmm.
That
Wait,
was,
Mexico or New Mexico?
I'm pretty sure it was Cozumel, Mexico.
Yeah.
But wherever they have the world's strongest tequila, that's where we were at.
Oh, that's proper Mexico. Yeah. I have to ask because like my mom woke us up out of our sleep early in the morning one time. Like, are you okay? And like, what are you talking about? Yeah, we're fine. It's like, oh, those earthquakes are destroying and everything. It's like, what are you talking about? That giant a few years back, that giant earthquake that just demolished Mexico. I said,
Mhm.
Mom, we're in New Mexico. We're still in America, but we're fine. you know. But yeah, I had to ask. But yeah, so how was the cruise?
It was wonderful. I posted plenty pictures. I actually danced on the very top deck. I think they had like 16 floors.
Uh-huh.
They even had like a family feud night, had game nights and stuff. Um, every meal was a buffet spread. Mm, it was awesome. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Other than that, I mean, you could order. They had little shops you could order stuff. But see, mom knew what to do. It was me, Terrell, dad, and mom, and
Hmm.
she got us to where you could pretty much just have a card, swipe, and get whatever you want. So
The all inclusive thing.
yeah, unlimited drinks at the bar, unlimited food, unlimited pastries, cakes. I was
Da-
like, yeah, I'm
dangerous
all for it.
pastime. Dangerous pastime. This man came back 40 pounds over. Like, come on, man. That's so
I
dangerous.
should have. I'm still under 200. I can't even bust 200 these days.
Man, it
But
must be nice.
when I played football at one for 2 years, I went to Zion Christian Academy, and they
Mhm.
tried to work me at practice, but never put me in a game. That's fine, long as I get the strength
Well,
attribute
okay.
growing. That's all that matters. Like, ah.
Hey, I like that. Good way
But
to look at it.
I was like, okay, I'll do this football thing. I graduated Central 2011. I was there in ninth grade. Went back for my last year. After that, I pretty much went straight into the military, and it just went from there. But
Man, talk to me about your service. Like, what branch?
the
What drove
Army,
you to it? Yeah.
I actually my first hand, I was gonna try to have an easier life and be in the Air Force, but they said my eyesight was too bad, so the
Ah,
Army said, "Oh,
Air
don't
Force
worry,
is the easier
we'll
life.
get we'll give you some glasses, soldier. Come on in." I went in. I went to what was it? Relaxing Jackson in South Carolina. After that, I went to Fort Lee, Virginia to actually learn how to be a cook, which I was a
Mhm.
cook in the military, but actually went to chef school where chef whites, cook whites, and all that. So
Okay.
I downplay myself as a cook, but I am a chef by trade.
Yeah. Well, no, don't look, man. You can't put air quotes if you went through that rigorous task of becoming a cook, man. I
It's
will
just I
not
don't.
stand for it.
I try not to put myself out there like that. I see everybody else on Facebook and Instagram with the oh, I make these cakes, I make you a spread. I just want
Yeah.
to cook for the folk I love. That's really
Hold on, man. I might have to move on back. Let me see here.
it.
Shoot, how much
Brownies
further?
are my favorite. Like that's my best thing I make. I don't. I feel like no one can make a better brownie than me.
And this is from scratch, I'm assuming.
Yes,
Okay. All
cacao
right.
powder, all that. If you don't like
Okay.
nuts, I won't use cashews or pecans, but you might
No, no,
have
no.
some peanut butter up in there.
Wait a minute. Tell me how, like, what's the best version of a brownie to you?
Plenty of chocolate chips in it and some
Chocolate
vanilla
chip.
extract.
Uh-huh.
Sets it off every time. That's the simplest, easiest way. I've
Uh-huh.
made Oreo based brownies. I mean, my imagination is limitless. That's how I feel. So I'm really tapping into it these days.
Okay. I need one order of cake brownies, one order of fudge brownies, both with nuts on, please, and do that little vanilla extract chocolate chip thing you do. All right. You feel look, we'll figure out how to, I'll cover the postage. Look, I'll pay for the groceries. Like I need some of that in my life.
I think I
You
can do
okay?
that. We're gonna make it
Yay.
happen.
Hey, there we go. There we go. So man, so you chose to be a chef, or did they were like, nah, you're gonna cook?
I chose to be a chef.
What drove you to
Could
do that?
my love for cooking, and you've met and seen my granny. I even have
Mhm.
my calves look the same as her calves now. So the genes and knowledge run strong.
Yeah, yeah.
I was always around her cooking. She was always cooking something, cooks almost every Thanksgiving, still does. Come on, Keaton, I got a plate for you and your girl. All right. I'll
For
be
you and
right
your
there.
girl.
Every every year. I'm like, yep,
Oh
that's
man.
fine. Gotta
So
love it.
you got the cook gene from grandmama. Okay.
Grandmama and great granny. And great granny's still around. She's had some
Yeah.
struggles, but great granny is still in Nashville.
Well, it's nice to know you
OGG.
got some good genes about you. That always makes you
I
feel
try.
good. Anytime I
Everybody
bump
tells
it,
me
Yeah.
Everybody tells me I look like my mom the most.
You know what? I can see it, but you're too nice. She got more pepper,
Yeah,
right?
you see,
A little bit
that's
more
it. That's it
pepper.
right there. Little pep in the step and little
Yeah,
spice. Little.
yeah. You got the mannerism and chill of Pops, but you got yeah, yeah. But
Mm.
you definitely, I can definitely see the looks are definitely there, man. Yeah, yeah, man. So okay, you get into cooking. You had the
Mm.
gene, right? You're gonna make me and my family some brownies. We're gonna say that, but I'm not gonna share with them.
Yeah, that's not good. These are mine.
Right. But why not? Do you work with that? Do you try to make any money off of that?
Not at the moment
Mm,
because again, I'm just now getting into doing bracelets and swords. I feel like that'll be enough just for me as a side
mm,
hustle.
yeah.
Now, if I may, my occupation at the moment.
Uh huh.
And I found this place not even 6 months ago, and I've been there since. It's called Unity Psychiatric Care,
Mm,
and it's literally 16 patients. They'll go up to about 28 real soon. And I just cook for the psych patients there. Some of them may be in their right mind, may not, but
yeah.
I just provide the meals, take out the snacks, the nutty bars, Rice Krispie treats, and real simple. But
Yeah.
depending on if we're low on stock or stuff like that, I can I'll get to make whatever I want if we don't have what we need for that meal. So some
Yeah.
weekends I've done shepherd's pie. Some weekends I've actually done just pot roast, but it's pretty much barbecued.
Mm,
So you can say pulled pork. That's all. Pulled pork is just pork roast for the most part.
mm.
So, but just
Yeah.
different stuff like that.
You have no idea, boy. You got the mouth
So,
of watering over here. I don't want to be drooling all over my mic.
hey, I tried to run from it from so long after the military. I didn't want to hold another gun, weapon, or hold a spatula, and somehow I came back to it, and I felt all the more better for it.
Yeah. Yeah. You strike me as very Australian, man. They have a way over there. They were laughing at us because it was like, I said, what's the biggest difference between America and Australia? Right? Like, how are y'all so like everybody is so
Hmm.
chill? Even
Right.
like the unhoused are just kind of like, hey, mate, can I get a little change? No, okay, hey, have a good one. Like, I didn't see, man, and I know they
Nope.
have their problems,
Nobody's mad over there at all.
right?
That's what it
Like,
sounds like.
listen, I'm saying I know people get mad over there. I know people
Right.
commit criminal acts and go to jail. I know people have fights. Like, but I just like I could not wrap my mind around that possibility because just how they were. It
Mm.
was just so chill. I said, "What's like? How do y'all have this?" He's like, "Ah, I think it's the work. It's the work. Beaches." This is a horrible Australian accent, so I'm gonna stop there right now.
How you find?
They say it's the work in the beaches,
I
right?
would love to
So
go over there
their
though. You make
train
it sound
system.
amazing.
Oh man, let me tell you, the train like Brisbane, it's got a lot of history too because it's an old pirate port, Brisbane,
Mm.
Australia. So that's where the pirates would go and hide their booty and chill out, get away from the law a little bit before they wrap back around and start jacking ships and whatnots, right?
It sounds just
Um,
like One Piece. Go ahead.
yeah, for real. Like, first off, I heard like when they said, "Yeah, it's an old pirate port." What now? They thought
Right.
he was referred. But yeah, so here's what the guy said. He says, "I think it's work and the beaches because how their train system is set up is you can have a pass and that'll cover taxi, bus, and train." And so one time I don't know how much we paid or whatever, but we literally hit like 4 different beaches in one day
Mm.
just because we could, and we saw the sunrise in one and then beach two and then beach three, and we were eating along the way in the shops and stuff. And then
Oh
beach
yeah.
four saw the sunset, and then at the house, thinking we were gonna go out that night and pass the frap out. It was fantastic. Fantastic.
I bet the
The other
food is
thing,
amazing.
well, okay, hold on now. I'm trying to think.
Do they favor like
Yes.
chicken or like steak, or is it more like a mix?
the people we were with was like, yeah, I mean, just they eat what we eat. I mean, you got the commercialized stuff, the Burger Kings, their version of Burger King and McDonald's and stuff. But they seem to really like barbecuing, right? Grilling, cooking
I
out.
believe it.
It was the first time I had what I now know is not a brontosaurus rib. Okay, it's a beef rib, and those things can go from 2 to 8 pounds. So imagine a rib, right? I mean, I can't even put it on the frame, like just a giant
Flintstones type stuff.
It's not that big, but that's what we call it. We called it like, man, what's this brontosaurus ribs? Oh, some beef ribs. I'm like, how big are cows?
I'm gonna have to investigate now.
Look into the beef ribs, man. I even got a clip. I found when we went to Dallas. Last time I saw my grandfather, actually, you know. We went to Dallas, Texas, and we ate at a place called Terry Black's. All right. I wanted to eat at Terry Black's because I listened to Joe Rogan always talking about Terry Black's and how good it is because they have one in Austin where he's located. And so I finally let's see what this Terry Black's is about. Blew my mind. And so I've got a video of me picking up the thing, and like I'm a big guy, like he knows this. Like right now, I'm a little fluffy. Okay, I'm 6 feet 4 inches, 300 swift 340 pounds. Okay, and I'm working on it. Okay, but I picked this thing up about the size of my forearm. Okay.
Wow.
And the meat just was dropping off of it. When I tell you I was in heaven,
I need that.
It's cafeteria style service. So you walk through and you tell them what they want, and they're just dropping it on your tray, right? And they have your butcher's paper, and they're just dropping stuff. I mean, your sides, your meats, your bread, your cornbread, whatever, right? And so we go around, we get what we want, we sit down, and we just dig in at like a communal table. Like it's just a bunch of giant like picnic style tables. And man, when I tell you, I still have wonderful dreams about that. Okay.
It's like you could barely get up after that.
Man, I was in so much pain. I definitely went over because like
my side.
Like because okay, so my wife was up in line. We were a little bit ahead, and so I sat down with the kids. Got us a seat. So all of us can fit. Sat down with the kids, and I ate one of the beef ribs by myself. And so by the time my wife got there, she was like, "What are you doing? We're supposed to share that. You literally ate a whole beef rib by yourself." I was like, "It's a rib. It's one rib."
No one shares a rib. You would think, but in the Bible,
that thing was huge. I had no business eating one rib. All right, but then she had some pork ribs and brisket and stuff, so I had to try that too. I was hurting, Keaton.
Yeah,
hurting, but it was fantastic. The other thing,
that's awesome.
The other thing, Australians, which is why I say you got some Australian in you. The other thing is they say Australians work to live and Americans live to work. He says, you fix those two things. You fix those two things. It's great. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You strike me as a person who I enjoy my work. It's super chill. It's fulfilling. I'm providing care for people who absolutely need good food.
I can come home and just chill, play my games,
come home and
do
chill.
Stuff like this, write some beats.
Come on, man.
Got some turkey legs in the oven right now. She's taking good care of me. She's taking good care of me.
Oh,
I can smell them. I can smell them right now in the oven.
Oh man. Boy, spoiled, aren't we? We being can be spoiled sometimes. That's why we ain't got no business talking about abortion. Because let me tell you, like my wife does so much that I feel like a little mini king around here, Like, and the girls help out a lot, especially when Alexandria is here. She's 18 in college now, so there you go. But yeah, so when I went to visit mom and they were saying like, fix your plate and wash my dishes, I was like, what? I've been so spoiled. Like,
yeah,
I literally said that. I was like, man, it's been a long time since I really like busted some suds, And like basically I have to pay for myself. It's just like, oh man, I need to go home and really hug that woman and never let her go.
Right. When you realize it's like, better hold what you got. You better hold on to her.
Man, amen to that. All right, final questions. The lady, anime fan, yes or no?
Yes, we watch. I don't watch episodes without her at all at this point. We're
Same,
gonna we're
same.
gonna finish King and Match as soon as we wrap up, and then we'll probably
Man.
there's a live action One Piece too on Netflix. Look at that.
Okay,
It'll catch you up. But I don't recommend skipping the anime. If you love friendship and world bending, One Piece is
no, no, no,
something
no,
you
no.
just have to watch.
Here's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Skip the anime. Like I've been a huge point. Like some people don't like avid readers out there who don't
Hmm.
really who don't really like who don't really like seeing the movie first because then now I got a picture in my head of what they look like and how they act and all this stuff. And when I
Hmm.
read the book, it's like, that's all I can see. I actually prefer it that way. Like I prefer to see the live action anything and then get into the show, but I'd already
Hmm.
seen, you know, it's a gajillion episodes. I think we was on 700. We're on the arc,
At least y'all up there. Y'all up there at least.
yeah, we're on the one ton. No, what's the island? Oh man,
Skypea? Is it in the air?
no. Wannabe.
Wannabe.
Oh my goodness. Whereas basically they go to Japan in the anime.
Oh, that's Wano.
Wano, we're in the Wano
Yeah.
arc.
That
Yeah,
okay, y'all
yeah,
are there. Y'all in the
right.
thousands then. Y'all past
Yeah,
that.
right after Big Moms, right
Yeah,
after
yeah,
he gets broken down by my boy King of the Beast.
yeah.
So anyway, so we watched that and we fallen in love with that show.
Awesome.
Now we see the live action, and I
It's
know like I'm trying, but it's terrible.
it's
But I
certain
can't
parts
stop
that
watching.
they yeah.
But I can't stop watching. And then I
Mm-mm.
realized,
Couldn't.
oh, I'm trying to make them all the animated characters, right?
Yeah.
Instead of just enjoying the show. And I can't
Hmm.
stop watching because the show is good. You see what I
Usopp
mean?
being black threw me off. I was like, oh, he actually is black.
That trope, we like, man, I'm actually in a group, right? I think it's called like Black Nerds or something like that, where it's just a
Hmm.
bunch of us black folks who talk crap about anime and everything anime, right?
Hmm.
But a lot of times, like the trope was, yeah, Usopp definitely black. Look at that hair. Come on, man.
Right.
White people won't
And
have hair like that.
they depicted it perfect in the live
They
action.
don't
I'm
made
like,
him black. I
oh
was just
boy.
like, oh, and then didn't like do the crazy,
Yeah.
nose thing, right?
I appreciate
Yeah.
they didn't do that to him.
I know. And I told my wife, I was like, that's not Loopy, man. And she was like, you do know he comes from an island, like the
Right.
actor is Brazilian or something. So I'm like, all right, maybe it's a little loopy. Like, I don't know why I wanted to hate this, but it is absolutely fantastic. We enjoy it.
Hmm.
And it almost feels shameful to say that. But yeah, that's a real thing. I
I
think what
can't I can't stomach ever trying to watch the live action Dragon Ball Z. I'll never do it.
and that's where I started. I think that may have been the first live action anime we saw, and we were like, we're out. This is
Hmm.
It's awful. And I've never seen Death Note, the live action, because I just didn't want to put myself
Yeah.
through that. Because I like Death Note.
Yeah. Both
Yeah.
seasons. I'm like, it was but to do it as a live action just don't it just seems like a horror movie basically.
Mm-hmm.
But see, that's the difference. Anime depicts things in such ways and really stimulates the mind. Live action does it a disservice unless you get the characters right and their dialogue right. If you don't, I won't have none of it.
Okay. You have to have some of the phrases just have to be a part of it, right?
Mhm.
I do think when they're calling out moves and stuff, I think this is what happened with Last Airbender. When they're doing all the movements and everything, and like, no, just let them like the cartoon, man. Just you
Exactly.
know what I
They
mean?
got they got to try to adapt it, make
Yeah.
it look more realistic. Just
But
just CGI it.
if you got a decent amount of CGI or production around it,
Hmm.
right? If you hit the key phrases, right, and you This the last one is an absolute must. I believe this all the way down to my soul. You
Hmm.
have to capture the heart of the show,
Yeah.
right? Like people are looking at One Piece. There's a meme out there. Dang, it wasn't Doflamingo. Oh, the Swan guy. You changing the people. Come
Oh
on, help me out.
yeah. Bon Clay.
Bon Clay,
Bon
right?
Clay.
Yeah, I'm terrible with the
Flamingo.
names.
Flamingo Kenpo.
It is Flamingo. I was like, it's not Doflamingo.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, so Bon Clay, right?
That's like one of my favorites, bro.
There's a meme on there that shows right, right. So there's no. My favorite part absolutely was like, oh, I can run up this straight wall. He can't find me here. And it was Flamingo, come on! And he's like kicking holes into the side of the mountain, running up the side of the mountain. Incredible.
With
Like
the flamingo swan shoes.
not
Like,
Flamingo Swamp, ballet shoes, bro. Legit
yes,
ballet shoes, right? But
legit.
there's a meme out there that like shows it's just a picture of Bon Clay, right? And it says when people who don't watch anime, right? And it shows them just like, what is this? Goofy old blah 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 blah, right? And it's like, but real anime fans, it's just they're all like every one of them was just standing attention. That's a bad salute, sorry. But you
Oh,
know,
you fine. I'm about to find that one. I'm gonna look up. I'm gonna start looking up One Piece memes. I've never even looked up One Piece meme. I've
yeah.
made my own, but I've never actually thought about looking up those.
Man, if you make
Me, f-
some, you can throw me some because like that's an
for
absolute
sure.
treat, man.
I can do
But
it.
well, listen,
Give me some
Senpai
to do.
Sensei. Which okay, last embarrassing story. I'm not gonna say which kid, but we're
Hmm.
an anime house, so like our kids watch everything.
Hmm.
Um, and literally, I said something like, yeah, something Sensei, right? And the girls like, oh, don't say that, Dad. Like, why? Why? Tell me why. Why is that weird? And they're like, because they can't explain because they're watching stuff above TV 14, that gummit.
Yep.
Right?
Hmm.
Anything TV 14 below, that is
Uh
absolutely okay for me to say to my wife, that gummit. How dare you? How dare you know this? But yeah,
oh.
man. So look, tell the people a little bit what you're working on and anything to promote. This is your time.
I just want to say I'm Senpai Sensei. I'm pretty much a jack of all trades. I will be getting my Etsy online store set up very soon, within the next month. That's the timeline I've given myself. I've got plenty of products, different colors. You can custom ask for whatever you want. Just let me know. That'll be set up also as an option. Also, as far as bracelets, necklaces, if there's anything you want down to tiger eye, or if you want it all pink, I can do
Mm,
those things. I'm working on an album. I've been writing profusely for the past 3 years, so I finally getting that set up. I'm just now really got my engineer, who's gonna be my personal engineer, and
nice.
he's based in Nashville. I'm just actually learning about Music Row in Nashville. Apparently, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people and rappers fly from out of town just to go there. So soon, I plan on going there and see how that goes with all my stuff I have and take with me. Um, Other than that, I just want to just promote that I'm just a regular Joe. I'm a regular Joe
For now.
for now that just likes to show there's different ways to go about any and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
That's
like it,
about it.
man. It sounds like you're promoting positivity. Okay.
Basically, that's all I'm about is positivity.
Yeah. Well, I like that, man. That's
You,
something that people can definitely latch on to, right?
'Cause you can be anybody, but you can decide to be negative or positive. That's
Mm.
one thing we all have control over, and I want to definitely express that in all my works. That's where the
Yeah.
passion comes from.
Well, look,
Positivity.
I'm gonna give you some space to go ahead and shout out your favorite podcast, Urban Academia, and tell the folks to like, subscribe, and share and whatnot.
Urban Academia, follow, share, subscribe, shout out, promote, and just make sure you know to tune in.
Every week, maybe look, the holiday season coming up. It's gonna be a couple of reruns. I'm gonna just go ahead and tell you now. But thank you so much, Senpai Sensei, for being on. Go ahead in the back room. Do not log off. Do not, I repeat, do not go anywhere. I'm just gonna wrap it up here. Thank you all the audience for joining us. Thank you for continuing to come back even after I do these long hiatuses, right? I have not shot for at this point going on 3 months, something like that, but we're back. We're ready, revved up. We're gonna keep having interesting guests. And yeah, just make sure you stay tuned and man, spread some positivity somewhere out there. Let's see what we can do in the real world and make us slightly more like Australia, where we can actually build a world where we work to live and not just live to work. But hey, common sense ain't coming. Let's see what happens. Peace. For you.